Story 1. I just lost my spouse of 42 years. We ran a business together for 47 years. He died at work. I could not save him. Overnight, my best friend left me. I lost my job, and my social support was cut off. 6 months later, the grief is settling in deeply. My check-in person is no longer there. Story 2. At the moment, I am between phases in my life, so I am taking things day by day and not thinking too far ahead. I feel okay, not as sad as I usually get. I am somewhat lonely, but I am trying not to dwell on it. Story 3. I'm 40 and life is pretty good. There are a few imperfections, but nothing that is outside of my power to change. Story 4. I am 23 years old. Life is hard, but I have a roof over my head and food to eat every night, for which I am thankful. Story 5. At 41, the tariffs have made my job incredibly difficult, and I do not get paid overtime. Artificial intelligence destroyed my small business doing freelance writing, and I have stage 0 chronic lymphocytic leukemia. This last year has been pretty difficult for me. However, I am making progress reconciling with my ex-wife, spending more time with my daughter, and I have a dog who believes I am the coolest thing on the planet. Things are rough right now, but I have a lot to live for. The horrors persist, but so do I. Story 6. I am 27 years old and currently not in a mental hospital. Things are groovy. Story 7. I just turned 59. My full-time job currently offers unlimited overtime, so I am earning a substantial amount of money. My retirement is set, and I can leave the business at 62. My house and cars are paid off, and I am living a very comfortable life. Story 8. I am 1,203 years old. This is going pretty well. I'm very thirsty. Would you invite me in for a drink, please? Story 9. I am 26, just graduated, cannot find a job, and moved back to my hometown. Life is fucking dead. Edit. You all stop being so negative and leave me alone. Laughing my ass off. I never said my life sucks or is horrible. I just said it is dead because it is. I know it could be much worse. It already has been. Story 10. I am a 44-year-old man. Life sucks. I just lost my job a few days ago. I am also taking care of my elderly father. Story 11. 64. Retired. Married to my best friend. My health is declining, but nothing too bad yet. Living the effing dream. Story 12. I am 18 years old and not motivated to do anything. I feel lost and think I am depressed. Story 13. I just turned 33 this week, and life is pretty solid. Financially, we are still living paycheck to paycheck with my wife and our 3-year-old. Aside from finances, our health is good and we have a house. Story 14. I am 37, single, and struggling. I am not suicidal, but I haven't seen the point of life for a long time. I just keep going out of habit or spite. Story 15. Mentally 18. Body 60. Finance 0. Bad but not a complete failure. I'm on Reddit after all. Story 16. Trump eliminated about 30 jobs at my workplace, including mine. Now he has taken my supplemental nutrition assistance program benefits used to feed my family. My wife and I have started a set of businesses so that will never happen again. Until they grow, we are impoverished. I am an only child. One of my parents is suffering from dementia, and the other just turned 90 and is trying to take care of both of them while I go up there to help. The country and my state, New Jersey, essentially said that if they have more than $3,000 in the bank, they cannot get any help. It is madness. My wife loves me and I love her. My children love me and I love them. My parents and my father-in-law love me and I love them. I am still surrounded by love. I raised my children on one divine principle: do love. I believe it will work out, or we will go down doing love, which is not a bad way to go. Story 17. I am 46. I feel better than I did 2 weeks ago. I had a panic attack then. It was very bad. Story 18. I just resigned from a toxic job. I start my new job on Monday. Wish me luck. Story 19. Age 28. I started earning almost 4 times my annual salary last year. I paid off most of my medium interest debt, including student loans. I maximized contributions to my 401k retirement plan and made backdoor contributions to a Roth individual retirement account. I also built a healthy 1-year emergency fund. Story 20. So far I am enjoying my 30s more than my 20s. I feel more content with life than ever, despite all the bullshit. Story 21. I am 24 and will turn 25 in 1 month. My professional life is going well. I work in audit as a senior with 3 years of experience, and I am studying for a postgraduate degree in finance. I am planning to move out of my parents' house and buy my own home. I ended a relationship 2 months ago, but everything will be fine. Story 22. I'm 25, and right now I'm reading my 15-year-old diary where I planned to kill myself because I was depressed. I've grown a lot emotionally and healed. I want to hug her. Story 23. I am 64 and have been there before. I have spinal stenosis, so it is hard to enjoy anything while standing. Otherwise, I am off the streets and living well. Thank you. Story 24. I will be 30 in 2 months. Feels like things get worse every year. Story 25. I am 51 and doing all right. I am sick of Trump and his associates being everywhere. Story 26. I am in my mid-50s. I have a great life, but I also worked very hard to earn it. Story 27. I am 60 and autistic. Life is decent, up and down like a roller coaster. Story 28. At 56, life is good. I'm keeping in shape. I'm getting tired of working, but it's too early to retire. Story 29. I am 28. I'm tired of always having financial stress. Sometimes it's in my face and other times it's at the back of my head, but some level of it is always present. I want to change that for the better as I enter my 30s. Life is otherwise good. There have been highs and lows this year, but I have a blessed life. Story 30. I'm 55. If everything goes according to plan, I can retire at 62 with my mortgage paid off. I bought my condo in December 2020 and locked in a low interest rate right before everything went crazy. As long as I can keep my current job, I'm good. Story 31. I am 32, and honestly life is pretty good right now. I am embracing the little moments and staying positive. Story 32. I am 56 years old and was just fired from a job I held for 15 years. I am doing great. These are crazy times, but it is all good. Story 33. Life is pretty bad. I'm lonely and depressed because I haven't had a girlfriend in years, and most of my friends are getting married. It feels like they are leaving me behind, and I'll never find what I'm looking for or be happy. Story 34. At 29, life has been rough since 2019. I feel like all my best days ended after the pandemic. I am working hard to find that spark again. Story 35. I feel like killing myself more than I did as a teen. I'm getting dangerously close. No, I don't need help or advice. Thanks. I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. If you are in immediate danger, please call your local emergency number right now. For example, in the United States, dial 988. If you can, contact a trusted person or a crisis line. If you tell me your country, I can provide local helpline numbers. I'm here to listen. Story 36. I am 27 years old. I have no job and no money. I live with my parents and barely see my friends. It is 4 in the morning, and I am awake and catching mice. Story 37. I am 47. Aside from perimenopause hitting me like a ton of bricks, life is pretty good. Story 38. 30. It ebbs and flows. I like to remember that if the lows weren't so low, the highs wouldn't feel so good. Story 39. 41. Amazing. It has been a rough few years, but we are winning across the board. Hopefully next year will be even better. Story 40. I am 31, but I am always tired. We do not have children, so I worry how tired I will be if we have any. My wife will be a great mother because she is good with children, but I do not know how good a father I will be. Money always feels tight. Story 41. I am 27 and honestly just winging it. Some days are fine, some days feel like a mess, but that is life. Story 42. Age 28. Life is absolutely incredible. Married with one toddler and one on the way. Both of us have flexible, well-paying jobs. We love every day, even the tough ones. Story 43. Around Christmas last year, Loom Cannabis in Michigan did some union busting and let go of 1/4 of our crew. I lost a job I loved and had for 5 years. I am currently working at a nonprofit that I love, but I am earning 1/3 less and living paycheck to paycheck. Because a tenant destroyed my 2-bedroom, 750 square foot apartment, which I rented for $600 per month with utilities included. There was garbage to the ceiling, the water heater flooded the place, and he did not tell me for 3 weeks, and black mold was everywhere. On top of that, Facebook's algorithm started showing me the 16-year-old daughter I have never met. Without going too deep into the past, I reacted badly to the pregnancy, then changed my mind after she was born and spent a year fighting for my parental rights but lost. Her mother married when she became pregnant again, and my lawyer advised me to step back and let the new man be her father because he was all she had known her whole life. So I did. There is clearly more, both good and bad, on my part and on her mother's, which I am skipping over, but I have regretted it every day for 16 years, 1 month, and 27 days. In a box in my closet I keep birthday cards, letters, pictures, drawings, and a journal I still write in for her in case I decide to reach out someday. But how would I do that now if I truly care for her? Would I blow up her whole life and fracture her family? What kind of man does that to someone he cares about? And even if I reached out, why would she want to acknowledge me? I try to fill my time with volunteer work through Kiwanis, community events, and activities through my job. It helps and it makes me happy. Story 44. I am 18 and have been lonely since graduation. I usually do not leave my room much. I sit around playing my Nintendo DSi, watching YouTube or anime, and doom scrolling on Reddit on another account. I have no idea what I want for my future. I have not spent any of my graduation money because I do not have a debit card and I am never taken anywhere. My sleep schedule is irregular. I wake in the afternoon and go to sleep around 4 in the morning because my mom works night shifts, and that is when I can be alone. Story 45. I am 60 and was looking forward to retiring in a few years, but this current administration seems to have other plans for people my age. Story 46. Hi. I am a 48-year-old woman and I feel like I am losing my mind because of perimenopause. This change of life experience has been the worst. I was totally unprepared for it. Other than that, my life is pretty wonderful. My husband is an excellent, supportive partner. I am thankful to own a home in Southern California near the beach, where I can cry and then walk it off on the sand. I have an upcoming appointment to see if hormone replacement therapy is right for me. Wish me luck. Thank you for reading and best wishes to everyone. Story 47. I'm 38. I'm finally living on my own after accidentally marrying a whore and being miserable for 9 years. I never thought I would feel this level of peace. I love my current situation. I've lost 89 pounds and counting. I no longer have interest in long-term love, but I am still open to non-committal fun with women friends. I have no toxic friends, decent savings, and a solid professional career. I truly can't complain. Story 48. I am 18 years old. Life is neutral, to be honest. Not bad, but I'm not over the moon either, so I am fairly content. Story 49. 39, and it is a lot better than it has been in a very long time. Story 50. I am 50. Well, it depends on the judge, I suppose. I have a dream job in engineering, doing what was my passion in high school, building robots. I am paid very well. I have 2 healthy, wonderful, smart teenage daughters who are going to rock the world. I have a super difficult ex-wife, a deadbeat who left the kids with me last year because life was too stressful for the non-working owner of a vacation rental in Spain. I lost my last job because of the stress, but I got it together and found a much better one. The ex will not help pay for the kids' orthodontics, but she will occasionally pay to take them on vacation. Deadbeats are a mess. I do not date because I am afraid after this experience, so I focus all my energy on work. I have very little social life, but I love my work. I do miss having friends, though. Ugh, I am another lonely, middle-aged man, I guess. Story 51. I am 35 and it is chaotic at the moment. I am just trying to pick up the pieces and move forward through all the pain. Story 52. The highlight of my day is my child. Otherwise, life is stressful and depressing. The world is falling apart, grocery prices are soaring, and my child's father is trying to stress me into the grave, while I do my hardest to give my child a decent life. Take joy where you can, because the world is a cruel place these days. Story 53. The dream. I have ridden the technology wave from lower middle class to upper class. I travel business class, can afford to take care of myself, feel 21, spend what I want, and have a rewarding career. Life is an absolute joy. I do not know if this will last, but I am making sure to remember this period of my life. Story 54. I am 62 years old and was widowed 4 years ago last month. Life has been difficult. I have not worked since my late husband was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Everything is getting very expensive. Story 55. I am about to turn 39. Feels kind of crazy, but I do not feel that old. Life is sometimes confusing but generally good. I am riding a new wave right now and mostly happy with everything. I own a house that I never thought I would be able to afford. I am engaged, which I had not been sure would ever happen. A few months ago, I landed an amazing job, which felt unbelievable. I feel very lucky. After childhood trauma and later adult relationship trauma, I never thought I would be this safe and calm in my life. I am grateful. Story 56. I am nearly 40 and dealing with some health issues, so I would not say I am living the dream at the moment. Story 57. I am 64. Many people in the generation ahead of me are dying one by one, including many of my friends' parents. 4 or 5 funerals per year. My generation is next. I am doing fine, a healthy older man. Story 58. I feel like I'm working my ass off for no reason. I can't afford a vacation, a house, or a family. I haven't felt good in a while. Story 59. I am 25 years old. I lack motivation for school, and any field of work that interests me does not pay enough, so I feel there is no point in pursuing it. I am in a career crisis and currently furloughed. I want more for myself, and it is hard to do this alone without family or a partner to support me. Story 60. I'm 70 and am trying to cope with the loss of my husband almost a year ago. Sometimes I think I'm okay, and other times I feel lost and don't know if I want to go on. Story 61. I just turned 31. I'm married to a great husband with a supportive family, but I'm still working through crippling anxiety and depression caused by 28 years of living with my toxic, abusive late grandmother. She kept me isolated from the world, treated me like a personal servant, then died and left me to deal with her mountains of hoarded stuff, her financial nightmares, and my older brother, who is autistic, whom she psychologically manipulated into believing he was helpless. In the last few years, I have had to teach myself how to be an adult, teach my brother how to be independent so I do not have to hold his hand for the rest of his life, and clean up a decades-long mess left by a manipulative woman who knew she was leaving everything piled on my shoulders. I also work part-time at a library, which is great, but I have about $10,000 of student debt to pay off from doing 2 years of online classes at a community college that my grandmother forced me into straight out of high school, solely so she could pilfer thousands of dollars from my student loans to fund her shopping addiction. She withdrew the money in cash so no one could prove she took it. On the plus side, I have reconnected with my estranged father. My mother-in-law recently married an equally wonderful man, and I may be able to sell some of the jewelry my grandmother left behind for a decent price to pay back a good chunk of my loans. Ups and downs. Story 62. I am 36 and things are going well. The last 18 months have been a whirlwind, but it is increasingly likely that I have weathered the storm. Story 63. My anxiety is breaking all records, manifesting physically, and rising every day. Story 64. I'm really sorry you're feeling so overwhelmed. That sounds very painful. Are you safe right now? If you are in immediate danger, please call your local emergency number right away. If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Please consider reaching out to someone you trust or a mental health professional. I can stay and listen if you want to talk. I am 21. I attempted to overdose on my antidepressants last night. My mom cried when I told her, and it just broke me. Story 65. I am 29 and I have never been better. My job and personal relationships are going well. I recently welcomed my first child into the world, and he is the cutest, coolest little thing I have ever seen. Story 66. I will turn 72 in 3 weeks. Life is good despite the usual age-related challenges. I still work part-time because I love it. I play golf 3 days a week and travel a couple of times a year. I have an amazing partner and wonderful adult children. I have been sober for 43 years, which has greatly shaped my present life. Story 67. I am 29 years old. I have a wife and a son with another child on the way. I took a break from big jobs and now work for a friend at a small sawmill, enjoying the change of pace from a small office. I served in the army from age 19 to 23, married while serving, and decided to leave to be with my wife and live on my own terms. We bought our first house in rural Minnesota 2 years ago when interest rates were high, but we hope to refinance eventually. I am thankful for it all and feel like I see beautiful things every day. Story 68. I am 42. Life is pretty good. For children who are awesome, a beautiful wife, a job that pays well. It is a solid 9 out of 10 and will be 10 out of 10 in 17 months when I am totally debt-free from my poor financial decisions in my 20s and 30s. Story 69. At 32, life has its ups and downs, but I am grateful. Story 70. Old enough to hate standing up too quickly. Young enough to still do it twice to prove I can. Story 71. Cutting off old bad habits is hard, but I feel freer, clearer-minded, and more dedicated than before. I have changed many things. I decided to accept financial limitations to pursue a doctor of philosophy. Story 72. I am a 22-year-old male. I love my job, my fully paid Audi, and my good family. I am blessed. Story 73. I am 34, and things are going all right. I got married in September and started a new job a few weeks ago. I will start graduate school in January. My stomach hurts and I am gassy, but other than that life is going pretty well. Laughing out loud. Story 74. I am 27 and full of regrets. I have lost or destroyed too many potentially great opportunities. 2025 has been pretty good, at least better than the last 3 or 4 years. I am looking forward. Story 75. I saw that Stevie Nicks is coming to New York City, but I can't go. It's just too much real life stuff. Family and childcare responsibilities, aging parents, paperwork, and a lot of work. But I can't complain. Finances are good. I really can't wait to retire, laughing out loud. Story 76. I am a white man in my mid-50s. How do you think that is going? Story 77. I am 38. My body is 68 and my mind is about 28, and those two do not go together well. Story 78. I am 28. I feel like I should have accomplished so much more by now. I am constantly stressed, but I could be doing a lot worse. Story 79. I am 25 and I am doing well. I am upset with the state of America and its government, and I am concerned about the world and artificial intelligence, but my immediate life is just fine. I am trying to get a girlfriend. Dating is very hard in 2025. I do not get out enough. Story 80. I am 38 and married to the love of my life. We are living our best life. Story 81. I am 37. Life is not what I imagined it would be. I dreamed of a 6-figure job, a house, a husband, maybe kids by now, but all things considered, it is pretty good. I am in a relationship with a man who loves me, takes care of me, and says he wants to marry me and build a life together. Considering the dating scene for 30-somethings in the city these days, that feels miraculous. His family is kind and loving, which I have longed for because I come from a dysfunctional family. After about 3 extremely difficult years of attempting my own business and struggling to afford basic expenses, I have my old job back and make a comfortable $85,000 a year. Much goes to paying off the debt I accumulated during that time, but I know I can afford food and pay my bills. Food insecurity is truly horrible, and I am so grateful. Things have also changed at the company for the better since I left, and I love my coworkers. My dad nearly died a couple of years ago from severe health issues. He is okay now. Healthy even. That is incredible. For the first time in years, I am not constantly worried about a sick parent. My mom had cancer and died when I was young. Dad then developed chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and battled it for nearly 2 decades until his lung transplant. Up until age 35, I was always afraid someone was about to die. I would not wish that stress on anyone. Big hugs to those supporting a loved one with a debilitating or terminal illness. I am terrified of what is going on in the United States politically, but I am hopeful that things have gotten so extreme that many people are finally waking up and yearning for change. The same goes for materialism and how bizarre society has become with social media. It feels like many people are starting to lean towards sustainability and in-person connection rather than buying things all the time and forming passive online relationships, if you can even call them that. I am still deeply worried about everyone I love being randomly deported. My family and almost all my loved ones are immigrants or have an immigrant background. Everyone is legal, but not everyone is a citizen. I just have to keep a whistle handy and hope for the best. The rage I feel about that has lit a fire in my heart that will not go out anytime soon, and that feels kind of good, to be honest. I know I am not the only one. Anyway, I am doing better than I have in many years, and I am truly grateful for my life right now, even if it is not how I imagined it would be. Writing this out made me feel better after a crabby, stressful day, so thanks to the original poster for prompting me to reflect on how good I have it right now. Story 82. I am 41. Life is kind of crummy for relationship reasons. My divorce is pending, and I do not want it. I have 6 children. For 3 of them, we share custody 50% of the time, and it is hard not having them around so often. Story 83. I love my life right now. A beautiful fiancé, sobriety, quiet, autumn, a happy dog, a good book, and getting ready for bed. Story 84. I'm 32, and I just got married a week ago. My wife and I are relaxing on the couch, enjoying some snacks and watching Biodome. The world may be shitty right now, but life isn't as bad as it was. Story 85. 70 in 2 months. My health has been poor for the last 8 years, and it has totally derailed my plans. Story 86. I am 26 and it is a mixed bag. It is hard in terms of my career and my direction in life. It is good because I got engaged this year and we are both very excited for the future. I am currently trying to find a better job. Once that happens, I think I will be able to firmly say life is good. Story 87. I am 39 years old. I am doing well but tired of being alone. My dog is my best friend. I used to be a nomad and have tried to be an adult the last few years. I am not looking for a man, but I feel lonely. I do not know how to find a life partner and I no longer feel safe. So I have been retreating into loneliness and isolation. I own my home and have a good head on my shoulders. I have a government job and I am also studying for a diploma. I smoke cannabis every day. It is my second best friend. I hope to find my tribe before 40, but if not, I will move cities again because I do not feel fulfilled here and I am probably in a rut. My life is calm, but I am beginning to wonder if happiness is only real when shared. Thank you for this post. It was nice to summarize myself for myself. Story 88. I am 42 and still looking for the question to the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Living the American dream inside the nightmare that is America. 2.4 children, a house, a dog, and a stable marriage. We would have a white picket fence, except the homeowners association will not allow it. I quit my job to take care of the children, and I feel like I am always just waiting for the next thing. Story 89. I'm turning 47 in 3 weeks, and it feels terrible. I have been in a toxic, codependent relationship on and off. My partner cheated multiple times, and I have struggled with drinking. I have been unemployed for months, but I will start 2 job training programs tomorrow. I hope there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Story 90. I am 37 in September. I am planning a honeymoon with my fiancé and our best friend to southern France and Geneva, Switzerland. I am almost 4 years sober. I moved 1,300 miles across the country last year to the East Coast, and every day is appreciated more and more. Living between the Lakes region and Boston is much better than where I grew up. I drank a gallon of vodka a day for over a decade, becoming physically dependent to the extent that I would have seizures 72 to 96 hours without alcohol. I was prescribed benzodiazepines to get me through them, then started mixing substances to a dangerous degree. I eventually hit the bottom of the bottle, with my liver enzymes 5 times higher than they should have been. I was an inpatient in Florida for 28 days, 17 of which were in detox because I still had seizures after 11 days without medication. It took a long time for my brain to release its own dopamine after so many years of alcohol abuse. I share this because looking back 5 years ago, I cannot even go into details about how bad it got. Waking up with vomit in my bed 4 out of 5 days before getting on the plane was just base-level shame. Things can change, Reddit family. To anyone out there struggling, the first step is always the smallest. Pardon my grammar. Please excuse any errors. I am on mobile in bed and about to sleep. Good night. Story 91. Life is okay. I am going through something I did not plan for during this last chapter. My adult child is still living with me and helps take care of my grandchild. Do not get me wrong. I love my child and grandchild. I just wish I had more free time to travel and do things I have always wanted to do before I no longer can. Story 92. I am 30 years old and have a computer science degree and a Master of Business Administration. I lost my job in technology and could not find work for 2 years. Now I am a grocery store general manager. I still miss working in technology, but I am failing every interview. I do not like the constant learning that product manager and developer jobs require, so I have been sticking with this job. Story 93. I am 35, and sometimes I wish the world would end so I did not have to put in so much effort to keep my mask of sanity on. If you are thinking about harming yourself or are in immediate danger, contact local emergency services right now. If you are in the United States, call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are elsewhere, please contact local emergency services or a local crisis line, or reach out to someone you trust. Story 94. I am 77 years old and 1 year out from an above-the-knee amputation. I am learning to use a new prosthetic leg and am in generally good health. I just wish I had quit smoking many years earlier. Story 95. I am 45 and not in a relationship, which is unfortunate, but otherwise doing okay. Better than some and worse than others for my age. Story 96. I am 32. Home has been more peaceful since I put my foot down against my older sister and her boyfriend's abusive behavior and threats toward me. They have been gone for about a month. The only issue is I must see him in court for a pretrial hearing next week, because he was arrested once for violating the order, likely with my older sister's help. I have often been a doormat. I am trying to feel proud of myself, but guilt sets in. I can eat and shower in my own place now. My twin and I have not had our own rooms in over 20 years. I am trying to get furniture because she does not have a bed yet. I can start catching up on bills now. We used to spend $10 a day on electricity. Now it is at most $2.50. I am in therapy and working through things. It is getting better, but I feel alone right now. Story 97. I am 19. I am at the stage where I should plan my future, but that is a problem for tomorrow, not right now. I feel like I am 32 because the army is destroying my body, and I think high school pushed way too many of my friends into student loan debt. Story 98. I am 19 and I do not know where my life is going. I feel behind. I am a college student, but I do not know what my future will look like. My main issue is becoming independent. I want to be independent, but I am scared because I do not know what I am doing. Story 99. I am 51 and happy with how life has been. It is kind of strange to be this age. I still feel young mentally, but I am beginning to realize I have more years behind me than ahead. My house is paid off, my children are grown, I love my career, and I hope to retire at 56 so I can keep traveling. Story 100. I'm really tired lately. I hope it's just a rough year. I was feeling so positive before the last half of the year. Story 101. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel behind in life and have lost my fire. Story 102. I am in my mid-50s, and I feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and frustrated on multiple fronts. Money is tight, my job is unsatisfying, my body is starting to show signs of aging, and nothing turned out the way I pictured by this age. Story 103, 37. Life is good. I am just super tired from being pregnant and having a toddler. Story 104. I am in my low 30s. Life is great. I have kids, a wife, and plenty of money, but no friends. I text some friends, but we do not see anyone outside the family. That being said, I am the happiest I have ever been. I am institutionalized. Story 105. I am almost 37 years old, single, and never married. I recently experienced a brutal breakup. I have 2 children. Work is slow. I lost 4 friends this year, 3 to cancer, age 12, 38, and 32, and 1 aged 41 who died suddenly and unexpectedly. I am hanging in there. The breakup needed to happen, but I assumed my life would be somewhere else by now. I feel like an imposter, like a child still figuring out life. Story 106. 43 minutes. I didn't plan to live that long. I'm going to try enduro racing in the woods today. Story 107. I am 30, definitely a few years behind after being sued for $4.26 million in my early 20s. I spent 7 years in court, and it finally got settled outside of court. I buckled down in the last couple of years and bought 160 acres and a brand new mobile home. The payment is tough, but when I come home to my daughters and my wife, it is all worthwhile. Story 108. I am 36 and recently moved to Michigan. I finally escaped the oppressive environment I had cultivated in my home state. I also escaped 18 years of alcoholism and have been sober for 22 months. I consider myself California sober. I have been using marijuana continually since Donald Trump was elected because I did not take the election well. Life is magical and mysterious, and I have no idea what is going to happen next. Story 109. Life is kind of hectic but manageable. I am taking it day by day. Story 110. I am 39. Life is pretty good, though a bit boring. I am financially stable. It is surprising to think I will turn 40 soon. Story 111. I am 21 and scared. I do not know what I want to do. I will graduate soon. I am kind of regretting my student loans. Laughing out loud. Story 112. COVID-19 killed the small business I worked for 4 or 5 years ago, so now I have 2 part-time jobs and one of them might not exist this time next year. I lost my grandfather almost exactly a year ago, my grandmother a few months ago, and my stepfather to lung cancer this past Sunday, right after the Blue Jays lost the World Series on Saturday. Icing on the cake. He died without a will, and he and my mother never officially married, although they were together for more than 20 years. So now I will have to spend a year or 2 helping and hoping my mother receives his assets rather than his estranged son, who no one can find right now. Other than that, everything is peachy, laughing out loud. Story 113. Life has been kind of up and down but manageable. How about yourself? Story 114. I am 65 years old and dying of cancer. I am from Iowa. Iowa ranks 2nd in the nation for cancer rates. Story 115. I'm getting furloughed from my job at the end of the month. I cannot afford high-speed internet, and it is not available in my area, so I cannot get a different job with my company. I tried to transfer to the nearest office, but despite being a high performer, I may be the only person from my location they will not hire. I hate working outside, and if I do not choose that option or it is not available, I could become homeless again. I am very depressed right now. It feels like I have spent most of my adult life trying to climb out of a hole, and when I finally peek over the edge, something knocks me all the way back down. I have a parent to take care of who is hopelessly optimistic. Despite not working, they do not see the chaos coming. I am very tired of it all. I know my life is not the worst, but I do not understand why everything is such a constant struggle. Story 116. I am 34, and it sucks. I had to move back in with my parents because rent is too expensive and I cannot afford a house. I make almost 6 figures. Story 117. I am concerned about my future and feel lost about what I want to be. Story 118. I am surviving. I put on a brave face because I know I have important work to do, but I feel defeated. Story 119. I'm 19 years old. I'm very worried about the future and feel lonely because all my friends from high school left after graduation. I don't know what to do. Story 120. I'm 30, turning 31, and life is good. We're building our house soon and farming in the meantime. Story 121. I am 27, going on 28. I contracted herpes this year. I hate my job and basically hate my life. I am alone and tired of always feeling exhausted. Story 122. We are in a good position with our financial plans for the future. We just had our first child, who is wonderful. We are still adjusting to the changes in free time, which is now practically non-existent, and to our reduced disposable income and other changes. Story 123. I am 28, turning 29 this month, still living with my mother and not making enough money to get by. I live every day hoping it will get better. Story 124. 48. My body is a wreck. My job is slowly killing me. Money is tight and I hate the government. But I have my wife and kids. They are why I keep putting one foot in front of the other. Story 125. I'm in my 50s. I just received an inheritance. Money really does cause problems, but I'd rather be worried about choosing the right tiles for the kitchen than whether I can heat the house this winter. It's not going to last forever, and I've invested a lot. It's just so good and so odd to have money. Story 126. I am calmer and more at peace than I was when I was younger, but my joints hurt more. Story 127. I am 22. I am starting to lose hope. I do not know what to do. I am getting more depressed each day. I have no one to talk to. Story 128. I am 21. I feel hollow, like I'm not even a real person, but I bought a car on my own for the first time yesterday. Story 129. I am 25 and it feels awful. Everything is expensive, there are major problems in the world, and I do not see the next 50 years being any better. Story 130. 31. Homeless, making it happen out of a car. Believe it or not, I'm doing better than on many days when I had a house. I just have to keep living, man. Story 131. I'm 61, widowed, and disabled. Life is very tough. I lost my husband 7 years ago. Although I am disabled and alone, I was managing as best I could. This year, 2025, has been awful. My house value was raised in 2023 by $22,000, which increased my property taxes and insurance and caused a strain. This year, they raised it again by another $55,000. I am going to get taxed right out of my home that has been in my family for over 60 years. I own my home, but between the high taxes and the constant increases in the cost of living, I am really struggling. They say life is what you make it, but I certainly did not sign up for this. Story 132. 50 and single again after 20 years of a bad marriage. Things could be worse or better. Story 133. I am a 36-year-old woman and life is quite hard, to be honest. Many health problems are occurring because of stress and anxiety. I contracted herpes simplex virus from someone who claims he did not know he had it, and I never have enough money. I have developed a new phobia that has taken over my life and contributed to the health problems. Not exactly fun, but I keep trying. Story 134. I am 57. God willing, I will be 58 at year's end. Life is up and down right now. I have come to love a job I originally wanted to leave. My family life is disheartening. I am in a situation where I cannot win with my husband, and I am no longer going to make an effort with him. Instead, I will share my life's joys and laughter with others. Story 135. I am old enough to know not to give you my personal details and life sucks. Story 136. I am 51, and life has started to look up for me. I am coming to terms with trauma from my childhood and dealing with grief from a stillbirth. I feel more confident and financially independent. Story 137. I am 23. Life feels meh. I just graduated from college. I still sell content because I worked full-time for 3 years and became burned out. I am enjoying being unemployed, but I question my life choices. I guess I am just trying to live. Story 138. I am 42. I live with my entire family in my oldest sister's house. I sleep on a broken recliner in the living room of a house that rarely sleeps. I just took a shot of Everclear at 10 o'clock in the morning. It is not great, but it could be worse. Story 139. I am 19 years old, and life is difficult right now. I really need to get into college. Story 140. I am 43, and this is the best my life has ever been. I feel content and peaceful, and I do not care about other people's opinions about my life choices. Story 141. We had our first child earlier this year. Life is full and good. Story 142. I am 39, barely living. I'm disabled but have been denied benefits a few times. The last time, the judge and others involved could not be bothered to understand my rare condition. I was denied because my Derkham's disease, which causes thousands of painful lipomas and is also a connective tissue disease, was labeled a skin condition. I am unreliable, so I do Instacart when I can. I'm well below the poverty line and unable to financially provide for my kids. I'm lucky my ex can. The daily stress and tears when I physically can't move to work are immense. My family all works and pays taxes so people like me can survive, yet they still have to help me. Feels like a dark, deep hole I can't climb out of. The shame and embarrassment are overwhelming. My other option feels like dying. I've lost family to suicide, so I know how that feels, and it's not an option. I just keep going with all this hanging over my head. One car issue away from losing everything. I'm lucky for the support I have. So many don't. Story 143. I just turned 30. Life had been amazing until I lost my job in July. I found something new, but it will never hold a candle to the job I had. Story 144. I am 1 month away from my 30th birthday. I came from nothing and I am on my way to a good life where we will be happy, healthy, and financially worry-free. I met a lovely woman whom I love. I will marry her next year, God willing. We are cementing our future so we can have children in 1 to 2 years. Story 145. 28. All in all, I cannot really complain. I am safe and have food and a roof over my head. I do not have any friends, but that is hardly something to complain about. Story 146. I am 32. All I do is sit here. I have been in a void for 4 years, maybe 5, and my attempts to escape have been fruitless or have failed miserably and quickly. I now live in a place that has nothing. There is nothing here. This place only prolongs my time in this void, and I do not know what to do. I want to work, but no one will hire me. My mental health gets worse by the day. At this rate, I would be surprised if I make it to 40. I hate myself. Story 147. I am 46. I have been thinking lately how happy I am that I never had children. I took 2 naps on the sofa today, got my nails done, went to the mall, and bought some silly things. I came home to my cats and my husband. I have savings and a fulfilling job. Life is excellent. Story 148. Life is serene and stress-free. I am healthy and fit. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.